Welcome. This is a tutorial on how to make a basic HTML website using Dreamweaver CS5. Okay, now I'm going to make this tutorial for beginners, so it's going to be a bit basic for all you advanced users who may not want to go over the basics again. Right, so to get Dreamweaver CS5 you can go to arobe.com, but that usually would just redirect you to the Arobe store that we just saw. And okay, now you could buy it from here, although it is a bit costly. You can download the trial and see what it's like from here, or if you're a student or teacher you can get the student teacher edition, which is an 80% cost reduced cost. All you need to do is show your identification of being a student of school, college, TAFE, university to them, or your teacher ID and information like that. But you wouldn't have to disclose any personal information really. Okay, now we'll go into Dreamweaver CS5, and first of all, let's go over the basics. A standard web page would be made up of HTML. That stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Basically what that is just a language. Everyone has their own language of what they do depending on what inputs you put in. Cold Fusion, PHP, VBScript, CSS, JavaScript. We won't go over that in this, but we will go into CSS, which is Cascading Style Sheet. It's basically just a type of style that you can use to style your web pages. Now, click on HTML. This will bring you to a blank page. You can click on a template if you want to start off with a template, but for this tutorial and its purpose I won't. Now, every HTML web page will open up the document type, and in this it's using XHTML 1.0 traditional markup language. It's about the same thing as HTML, but it's just got a different thing where you'd have to close things and a few other coding attributes. It's different to standard HTML. It's basically what you'll get if you make a new HTML page though anyway. Meta tags, we'll be going over that in the next tutorial, so I won't go over that now. So all basic web pages have a head, and you'd close the head by these representing tabs here, and a / representing a close. So open the tabs head and then close head. You put your head information here like the title, and your content would usually go into the body. See body, close body. The HTML opens here and it closes here. Okay, now we're going to change the title, something like test. Save it to the desktop if you want. Now index is the default page for all home pages. You can call it anything you want, but usually this is the first page you'd see when you click on a website, the index page. Save that, and we can click on this preview in a browser. I'll choose Internet Explorer. You may not have that many options. Internet Explorer should show up though. Okay, now see it's named test, so the title will appear in the tab depending on what browser you have and in the browser at the top. Now in the body we'll put some content in. Now you could use the GUI, the graphical user interface, which is Dreamweaver, not a standard strict code like this would be. For example, using Notepad C++ or something, you would have to focus on the code. But I'm doing it in split mode so you can see the difference. In design mode, say you wanted to type in hello world as standard text. In the code, it puts it in here. That's not very compliant to W3C standards, which are the web standards, it kind of dictates what we do and how we code things in WebZone. So to make it up with the standards, you'd put a p tag in here, and that's just pretty much print or paragraph. So you can say hello world like this using lowercase and uppercase if you would prefer, and closing it. Dreamweaver does it automatically as soon as you type in the tab and /. So basically p, hello world, close p. So that's put in the exact same thing, but it's more browser compliant now that it's got the p tags in. You don't have to do this, but I would advise it. Okay, and also if you put in another p tag saying whatever you want, in this case I'll put new para for new paragraph, and what that's done is put it under a new paragraph. Not for when I said new para, it's every time I put in a p, it will put it down because it's pretty much paragraph. P stands for. Okay, now if we want to put a header or something like that, H1 is the biggest header, simple header, so we can just call it whatever you want, and that's put in the header there. There are different sizes of headers all saved, so there's all these. You can say H3, and that's got a slightly smaller header than the first one. Now, to preview in the browser, it's like this, full screen, still appears in the top left. Now, using CSS style sheets, you can style this to appear anywhere within the page you want, say over here or over there, and styling the text. What you'd usually do is create an external style sheet, and you'd make a link here that would link it to it. Now you see the templates in Dreamweaver CS5 would automatically do this for you, but I didn't access the template, so you'd have to type it in here. If you created a new basic one, you can get it off the internet. Just Google how to link CSS style sheets, or just let the template do it for you. I'll show you how to do that near the end of this tutorial video. Basically, why you want to separate the styling from the HTML page is because the say someone's blind and they use a screen reader software that would read your HTML code. It would look under p tags. It's another reason for p tags, headers. It would read out what's on the screen, ergo screen reader, and yes, that would read it, and then they can hear it properly. But if you had HTML styling in here, it may, if you don't word it properly, come up in their screen reader, and sometimes it doesn't work. This is why the W3C standards dictates you need an external CSS style sheet, or just CSS styles within the HTML. If you want to embed them, this is called embedded styles. This is what I'll be showing you. You can use the GUI in Dreamweaver, or using the code. I'll show you how to do the code on header 1. You'd say style equals, you could say color. You can click on this and it will give you a little cologram, and they all represent in different numbers, hash different numbers. Normally it can be a 3-digit number, or it can be a 6-digit number, depending on the texture of what you choose. We'll say blue. Then you would put a semicolon to end this style. Save. That's okay. That didn't work. I know why that happened. Forgot about that. Forgot to end this. There we go. So that styled it to blue. And as you see from what I did, if you make the slightest mix up, it won't work. So you can do that, or you can use the GUI to modify page properties. You can choose the text color you want for all the text on the screen, if not defined by style like the header. background color, and you can put a background image and make it repeat. See, if you put like a small background image, you can make it repeat across the whole page. You can style the headings from here as well. So you pretty much you can probably do it all here. It's probably easier, but I'm just showing you the code here. And Dreamweaver CS5 is really good. It's put in the embedded CSS style, defining that all the text is red, background color is yellow in the body. We call this the body of the page, which really goes in what's in the body tags here. Okay, now that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'll just quickly show you how to start a template. So new, HTML, whichever template you'd like. The most popular, there's two types. There's fixed, which is basically all your content information is fixed within this page, and when you resize the browser, no matter what screen resolution you're in, it will stay the same. It will move and pick up the white space and squish, but you can't resize anything from there. I like fixed better because it doesn't warp out any of the content you've got in there. If you want to go liquid or elastic, elastic was in CS4. It's pretty much the same thing, just a different way of doing it. What that means is the percentage here, it's defined by percentage in the code, so when you resize it, everything changes, so everything resizes, and you can make it smaller and everything will resize. But whatever you want, we'll just say this. Here we go. Layout CSS, document type. You'd want to keep that the document type, XHTML 1.0 traditional. It's a basic type of one. Yep, you wouldn't want to call it HTML or any of that at the moment, but you'd say add to head, which embeds all the styles into the head of the HTML, or link to an existing style sheet. But what you want to do is create a new file. So what it's going to do is tell you to save the style. So I will put it in here. I'll call it styles, and that's linked it to the styles up here. I'll go over the folder structures of linking and styles in another tutorial, and the meta tags in the next tutorial. But this is basically what it's done. Doesn't look very good, but you would of course customize it. Up here is the style it linked to, all the different styles. See header 1, header 2, header 2, open brackets, margin, padding, which positions where you want it, background, color. This is the body. You want to call the body color. Pretty much the same thing as what we did here, but just in a separate page. As I said, it's good for screen readers. And then you'd want to save your template as a HTML after you've saved the CSS. That's pretty much how you do it. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this helps you for creating a basic HTML page in Dreamweaver CS5 or CS4. Thank you. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all later.